Hey guys, Philip Shadler here with eXp Realty, and I wanted to tell you really quickly why I left my previous brokerage and joined eXp about 2.5 years ago. First, a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Austria. I was born and raised in Austria and grew up in a ski resort where I did a lot of great skiing. I later on moved to Vail, Colorado, and did real estate there for about 3 years at the Arthur Bishop Incorporated company. And it was actually amazing because the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 600 square feet condos in Vail were $430,000. Now they're above $2 million. Anyway, then I moved to California here and I was sold. I love the climate. I love motorcycling here, so I'm kind of done with the snow, but I do go back once a year. But anyway, let me make this as short as possible. I left my previous brokerage because I just didn't feel I had the support there that I was looking for, and the agents that said they would help me and give me some pointers never did. And then I realized quickly that they thought that I was their competition. I would take their business away. And this was a model that I'm not used to because I had 2 businesses prior with 14 employees and where we worked exactly the opposite. We're supposed to support each other. And this is basically what I found at eXp. I was never recruited. I was never called or emailed about eXp. I didn't even know what eXp was. I followed 2 heavy hitters on YouTube and noticed they were with eXp. So I started doing my research and I liked to see the numbers. I did my comparison. I looked at all the deductions I had, the royalty fees, the franchise fees, the marketing fees, the desk fees, and whatever came off the commission. And then I looked at eXp, where there's an $85 a month fee, and that's it. There's no other deductions, which already right there, and I was like, wow. Then also the model itself, because a traditional brick and mortar brokerage must pay for office space throughout the nation, worldwide, and it can be $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in certain office spaces, and the agent pays for that. We don't have office space to pay. We don't have that kind of overhead at eXp. So Glenn Sanford, the founder of eXp, is very agent success obsessed. And he, being a former agent, very active agent, is really looking out. He's also not franchising. It's not a franchise. eXp is not franchise. It's a large company, and we have 60,000 agents. And the guy really is looking out. Glenn Sanford is really looking out for the interest, for the benefit of agents, because he wants them to stay and flourish. So when I did the number comparison right then and there, I knew. It took me an hour or two to look at the model. I looked at the videos, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is, it's almost like I found what I was looking for, but I wasn't really looking for something. I didn't know what I was looking for, if that makes any sense. So there's 3 major reasons. One is the generous 80-20 split, commission split. If you're new and you are matched up with a mentor, then the first 3 transactions is a 60-40 split. Beyond that, it's 80-20. I believe if you come in with a large production record, you may be able to forego that process. Then our cap is $16,000. So once you make the company, you do enough transactions to make the company $16,000, you get 100% commission for that remaining year. So some agents are really aggressive in the beginning of that year, that fiscal year, and then they make 100% the remaining year. Now, once you're at that level, you do 20 more transactions, you become what's called an icon agent, icon status. With icon status, you still get 100% of the commission. You now get the $16,000 cap that you made for the company, that you created for the company. You get that back in stock options. Think about that. There's no brokerage out there that I know that does that. At least I have never come across it. And let alone being an owner in the company, because now you're actually an owner in the company. Most agents, I think almost all agents are owners, because you can choose from your commission to use 5% with each transaction to purchase company stock at a 10% discount. It's phenomenal. It's amazing, because think about it, that's like a nest egg, that's like a retirement fund, that's for rainy days. It's just, and it gets better with the agent revenue share program. So that to me is amazing. So if you bring an agent on board, for example, you get shares. If that agent caps, you also get shares. So you get rewarded when you become icon status. You get shares. So the company rewards you for your hard work. And I'm not saying that eXp is all the magical thing. You just come over and it's just the money's rolling in. No, but what I'm saying is that whatever, however hard you worked in your previous brokerage, you'll end up having more in your pocket at the end of the day. Because, I just went to the eXp conference in Las Vegas, 5,500 agents, eXp agents. We're 68,000 worldwide now in 20 countries and 4 more coming. And I was there and I met outside of the conference, I met a friend who became an agent, and it's actually joined the same brokerage that I was with prior to eXp. And she tells me, that 90%, she gets 90% commission, but there's all these deductions. So when she looked at the contract, this particular person used to work in a law firm, so she knows how to read contracts very well. So when she addressed the broker, who had a really bad attitude about it, said, well, you're charging me this fee over here, but it's not in the contract. And the broker was very antagonized. He didn't like it. He was very upset, because she obviously found something that she wasn't supposed to. And he said, well, it's listed as something else. We don't really call it a franchise fee in the contract. And so I'm thinking, okay, already you're starting out with some lack of transparency. It's like, why would you even be in that environment? And I said, by the time all these deductions come off, your 90% might come down to 75% or 80%, if even that. Anyway. And, of course, other people have told me, but I love my broker. I said, okay, I love my broker too, but I love a bigger bank account better. So I'm not in this business to love my broker, even though I do. I'm glad my broker team is amazing. But that's not the reason why I'm in this business. I want to make money in this business. That's the idea, right? And help people in their homes, obviously. So first you have the general split, then you have ownership equity in the company. And if you follow the stock, I urge you to do so. Last year it was $16 per share in July 2020, and then it jumped all the way up to $167 in February 2021. Then it split. And there's actually one woman, Sherry Elliott, who's been with the company from the very beginning when the shares were 18 cents a share. She became an icon agent, got her company stock back to $16,000 back in company stock, and guess what? This stock that she got at that time at 18 cents a share is now worth $1.4 million. Think about that for a second. So there is these opportunities at eXp. There is this playing field where you have all these options, which you just don't have in a traditional brokerage. You just can't, because think about it. Having all this overhead versus not having this overhead of offices is just huge. It's operating expense of an overhead. An office is not just the rent, there's insurance, there's utilities, there's all this stuff. So it adds up. We don't have that. The savings are passed on to us, the agents. So now the revenue share program is interesting too, because in some brokerages they offer you a profit share. Well, most commonly, corporations try to zero out their profits by the end of the year, so they pay less taxes. But guess what? Now there's less profit left for you. So the profit share really doesn't mean anything. Revenue share is sharing the revenue that comes in before anything is shared. That's the amazing thing to me. So you bring in one agent, that agent caps, you get $2,800 per agent. Second level down, that agent brings one, gets $3,200. You get $3,200. If that agent caps, and it goes on and on and on. So you can see, you can clearly build, you don't have to. This is an option. Some people think it's a multi-level company, not multi-level marketing company or recruiting company. It's not at all. There's actually only 12% of agents at eXp that recruit agents. The other ones are just selling real estate and enjoying the equity, stock ownership, company ownership. So these are options. In other words, if you get into eXp, you want to sell real estate, great, but you have an option to make more money if you want to. You don't have to, which I think is great. I love options. I love options to make more money. So these are the 3 major points why I joined eXp. It was very clear to me that this is the way to go, because this is the new way of real estate. Also, the thing I mentioned earlier about traditional brokerage where people are not likely to help you as much, here it's quite the opposite, because every agent has a vested interest in helping other agents be successful, because if that agent is successful, the whole company does better as a whole, and the company's stock goes up, and it benefits everybody who is a stock owner, which makes so much sense to me. And this is why you have this general culture at eXp where everybody helps everybody. Like for example, we have included in the $85 a month is, by the way, the Facebook, kind of like a Facebook thing. It's called Workplace, where we had Facebook make a Facebook for our company, and it's internal only. And that is amazing to me, because I'm currently looking for a realtor in Croatia. I've referred out to San Diego, to Northern California, Texas, and Idaho, all on the network, and you get 25% referral fee just for connecting people, and you have the network already set up. That's included. You have a beast of a CRM called KV Core. KV Core is really an amazing CRM. It's usually very pricey, per agent, a few $100s, I believe, per month. It is included in your $85 a month fee. The KV Core. I mean, this is marketing. There is a plethora of marketing library where you can just choose preset templates for flyers, for open house. It's just like they're making it really, really easy for us agents to be successful. And the educational classes are amazing too in Bella, in our virtual world. Given for some people it might be odd, because if you're used to going into an office and talking to people, for me that's just distracting. I'm totally fine working by myself. I have access to my broker anytime, to workplace or via Bella, the virtual world. I've never waited more than 10, 12, 15 minutes, even on a Saturday evening when I had a complicated transaction or something was going on. That to me is important. In my previous brokerage, just to have a business card designed and approved took me 2 days to get an answer from corporate, which for me is just, that's unacceptable. So it's a very non-traditional situation, the eXp. These are some of the points. There's more. We have healthcare now that are including. We are going to have our own lender hub within eXp. There is a rumor, which wasn't confirmed, that eXp at some point will create their own worldwide MLS. Think about that. Which will be cheaper for each agent. Instead of paying the $400 or $500 MLS fees every year, it's going to be maybe half, because again, we're working with volume. We're having, at that point, we might have 100,000 agents. The goal this last conference is 5 years, 500,000 agents worldwide for eXp, and that's very, very doable. So the opportunities are there. This is a good time to join, because the company is just getting to the point where people are hearing about it. It's a little bit easier than it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago when there was only 1,000, 8,000 agents. So they're really, really accelerating and just expanding exponentially. So do me a favor, if you're interested in joining, then call the number below, or actually watch the videos, because the videos will give you a lot of information about the model. And then by the time we talk, we already have a vast knowledge about the company, because otherwise if we go from scratch, I would have to talk to you for an hour to explain you everything in detail. But watch the videos below, and then schedule a time, either email me or call me or text me, schedule a time to talk, and I'll be glad to chat. And you know what, if it's just a chat and it's not for you, so that's fine too. It's not for everybody, but I think this opportunity that I feel blessed to have this opportunity to be at eXp, to be part of it. And I think I'd love to share this with other people who are eagerly excited and ambitious about succeeding and making more money. And this can benefit you, your family, and your family's family down the road. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.